8th grade science, unit 10, characteristics of the universe. Number 1, which of the following best describes the position of the sun relative to the other objects in space? A, farther from Earth than any other star. B, near the edge of the Milky Way galaxy. C, halfway between Mercury and Pluto. D, at the outer limit of the solar system. Number 2, stars are made mostly of which two elements? A, selenium and sodium. B, astatine and arsenic. C, chlorine and cesium. D, hydrogen and helium. 3, which of the following is an accurate description of the relationship between components of the universe? A, stars always contain galaxies. B, galaxies contain many stars. C, stars contain several nebulae. D, nebulae contain many galaxies. Number 4, many of the stars seen in the night sky are much larger than our sun, but appear much smaller. The sun appears larger than larger stars because the sun is A, a yellow star, B, much closer, C, much hotter, or D, much cooler. Number 5, galaxies are classified into all of the following types by their shapes except A, spiral, B, elliptical, C, irregular, D, crescent. Number 6, which of the following best describes a star? A star is a celestial body, A, composed of rock and metal with a very high density, B, that is too big to be an asteroid but too small to be a planet, C, that rotates on an axis and revolves around the sun, D, composed of gases that emit light due to nuclear reactions. Number 7, you're going to look at the diagram below. The star Spica is highlighted in the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram. According to the HR diagram, which of the following correctly describes the star? It is A, a very small and relatively cool star. B, medium-sized and relatively dim star. C, a yellow, dim, main sequence star. Or D, blue, bright, main sequence star. Number 8, which of the following components of the universe is best described as a system of stars, gases, and dust held together by gravity? A, nebula. B, a galaxy. C, a planet. D, meteor. Number 9, which of the following describes a nebula? A, a cloud of gas and dust where new stars form. B, an oval-shaped cluster of densely packed stars. C, an explosion at the end of a giant star's life. D, a star and all the planets that revolve around it. 10, the Milky Way galaxy is described as a disk of stars orbiting a central point on the disk. Which of these best explains why people on Earth cannot see the entire shape of the Milky Way? A, Earth is part of this galaxy. B, many more stars exist outside the galaxy. C, the stars in the center of the galaxy are extremely small. D, the center of the galaxy consists of a dense cluster of stars. Number 11, a spiral galaxy is best described as an extremely large group of stars. A, all packed into a spherical, dense center. B, arranged in the shape of a flattened ball. C, arranged into arms encircling a dense center. D, and gases arranged in no specific shape. Number 12, referencing the diagram below, the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram, which is used for classifying stars based on the relationship between their brightness and their temperature and color, is provided. A trend among the main sequence stars is that A, most of the stars are white or red. B, the hotter the star, the more brightly it burns. C, stars dimmer than the sun are of class O or B. D, the larger stars emit light that is blue. Number 13, which of the following best describes the relative size of our sun? A, among the group of largest stars. B, the largest star in our galaxy. C, the smallest star in our galaxy. D, medium sized compared to all stars. Number 14, why does Earth get more energy from the sun than from all the other stars in the universe combined? A, the sun is much larger than the other stars. B, the sun is much hotter than the other stars. C, the sun is much more dense than the other stars. Or D, the sun is much closer than the other stars. Number 15, a black hole is a region in space where the gravitational pull is so great that A, it consumes entire galaxies. B, it can be used to travel to another universe. C, light cannot escape. Or D, new stars are formed. Number 16, our sun is a medium mass star that is approximately 1/3 of the way through its life cycle. As our sun nears the end of its life cycle and burns away most of its hydrogen fuel, it will become a red giant and eventually a supernova, B, neutron star, C, red dwarf, D, white dwarf. Number 17, which statement below best describes a light year? A, light years represent a measure of time. B, a light year is determined by the amount of time it takes light to travel through a vacuum in 1 year. C, 1 light year is approximately 10,000 meters. D, a light year is determined by measuring how far light travels through a vacuum in 1 year. For number 18, use the following graphic for the next 2 questions, number 18 and 19. Proxima Centauri is the closest star to the Earth after the Sun. Proxima Centauri is approximately 4.3 light years away. Number 18, how long would it take light from Proxima Centauri to reach the Earth? A, 1 year. B, 4.3 years. C, 43 years, or D, 10 trillion years. Number 19, if a light year is approximately 10 trillion kilometers, how far is Proxima Centauri from the Earth? A, 4.3 kilometers, B, 43 kilometers, C, 43 trillion kilometers, or D, 430 trillion kilometers. Number 20, light travels at 300,000 kilometers a second. Microwaves and visible light are both forms of electromagnetic waves. Microwaves have a wavelength that is about 1,000 times longer than visible light. How fast do microwaves travel? A, 3 kilometers a second. B, 3,000 kilometers a second. C, 300,000 kilometers a second. D, 3 million kilometers a second. Sorry. 3 billion kilometers a second. 21. Which piece of scientific equipment is appropriate for determining the elements present in distant objects in the universe? A, telescope. B, spectroscope, C, microscope, G, gyroscope. Number 22, two stars are identified on the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram below. Based on this diagram, how do the characteristics of star 1 and star 2 compare? A, star 1 is cooler and less bright than star 2. B, star 1 is hotter and brighter than star 2. C, star 1 is cooler and brighter than star 2. D, star 1 is hotter and less bright than star 2. Number 23. Quasars are extremely distant celestial bodies. Investigators using a special telescope determined that a certain quasar was emitting waves with a frequency of 1.41 times 10 9th hertz. An electromagnetic spectrum is shown on the table below. The investigators were most likely using a telescope that detects A, microwaves, B, visible light, C, X-rays, or D, gamma rays. Number 24. The table below shows the distances of 3 stars from the Sun. Students were asked to make a model of the 3 stars and to include the Sun and Earth in the model. They choose to use a scale of 1 meter equals 1 light year. Which model best represents the data? A, B, C, or D?